friends, welcome to your channel Learning More with Prerna. So today I'm back with another important and interesting topic about economics. So when we talk about economics or an economy, we talk about a particular market or a particular country where we are feeling or we are thinking as a producer. So friends, when we talk about a producer, how does he become a producer? When he produces something, right? So the problem arises then and there. What to produce? So there are some basic problems of an economy that a producer or the firm or the industry will be facing. So let's talk about those problems in detail. So these problems are also called the problems or the problem of a choice making. How to make a choice among the goods or among services, what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce are the three basic problems of any sort of economy. Take for example of an company, for example a Reliance company, before producing certain goods, before producing certain things, the producer or the CEO or the person who is concerned, who is the authority to produce, he'll be confused like what goods to produce. So that is the main or the first and foremost problem of an economy. So let's see what to produce, how does it become a problem. Say friends, when we talk about an economy, we find rich people, we find middle class people, and we also find poverty line people staying in or residing in that economy. So this becomes a problem for a producer, that what he should produce. Should he produce a good that would be useful for everything? Should he produce a good that will be only useful to the rich class people? Or should he produce a good that will only satisfy the wants of certain group of people? For example, when we talk about the alcohol or when we talk about certain drugs, they won't be useful to the whole set of economy, isn't it? So this is the main problem of what to produce, where a producer will be thinking, where a producer is confused between the products and also between the cost of a product, because he cannot produce a very luxury item or he cannot produce a very minimal good. So this is the first and foremost problem that a producer will be facing. The second problem would be how to produce. How to produce in the sense, see friends, when we talk about how to produce, we can see that there are two different types of things that comes to a producer's mind. Rather it should be a capital intensive technique, rather he should use a labor intensive technique. When we talk about capital intensive technique, it says that the name suggests capital intensive. Capital will be invested more and less cost will be spent on the labor. So there the thing is, capital will be like a huge amount of capital will be invested, and one or two laborers or hardly couple of laborers will be there to work in that firm. And when we talk about labor intensive technique, that firm will be having large number of laborers where everything, each and everything will be made by the labor. Manual work will be more there rather than the capital or the capital intensive technique. So here the producer feels a problem. So here the problem is how to produce, which technique should be used. If he uses capital intensive technique, he should have good number of capital, he should have good number of investors. That's the problem. And if he has to use the labor intensive technique, the problem is the labor or the laborers should be cost efficient. They should be, the cost paid to them should get him the revenue also. So these are the problems when we talk about how to produce. This is the main important problem. The third important problem when we talk about an economy or basic economic problem comes as for whom to produce. See, every company cannot produce a Benz car or every company cannot produce a Nano, isn't it? There are different people staying in a particular economy. As I said, rich class, middle class, and a lower class or a poverty line people. So it's very hard or difficult for a poverty line people to even buy a car or to even think of buying a car. Rather, he can not even think to buy a car, isn't it? So if all the companies, for example, Tata, Honda, Suzuki, and whoever it is, if all of them just produce cars and they're just producing all luxurious cars, that won't be helpful for an economy. So they should think properly. They should think in a proper manner that they produce will be helpful for the whole economy, isn't it? So they have to think before producing, like for whom to produce. Should they produce only for the rich class people? Should they produce the good that will be helpful for only for the poor class people? Or should they produce the good that will be helpful for the whole economy, isn't it? So here, by saying this, I'll be ending my video that these problems are very critical, and it becomes a very important decision of the producer to take each and everything, think about it critically and analyze the thing, and then decide about how, what, and for whom to produce. So friends, by telling this, I'll be ending my video. See you soon.